Now what I'd like to do is create two divisions. And for divisions, I'm going to do a real-time consolidation within Canada Investments Limited. And the way I do that is to go to New once again. And the first one is going to be Queen Investments Limited. And I'm just going to specify that there is no entity source for external source for entity details. So I'll leave that on none. And as a result, I should go into the settings and fill out this information. Now I'm going to keep it simple and just put the name in there, but I really should fill all of this information out. And I'll click OK. So I've started creating another entity, and I'm going to go to New once again. And King Investments Limited will be my other fund, division, program, entity, whatever it happens to be. There we go. And I'll click OK once again. Now notice the icon here looks like it's a node. Well, I have the ability later, and I'll show you, to import trial balance information into each of these nodes. So King Investments Limited will change from a node to a fund, program, division, what have you. Same with Queen. So I'm going to click OK here. That will process a consolidation for me. And now I have the filter at the top, Canada, King, and Queen. Now there's a couple ways to get accounts into King and Queen. Right now you'll notice that it's empty. If I go to Canada Investments Limited and select Control-A to select everything and copy Control-C, I have the ability to paste the chart of accounts into King and Queen. Now if I go back to Canada Investments Limited, we can see Canada and Queen there because Queen and King are below that. The Queen accounts do not currently have balances because I just pasted the account structure, not the balances. Had I cut the accounts from Canada Investments Limited and pasted into Queen, it would have moved those accounts. We also have under the account menu the ability to assign entities, which gives us the accounts on the left-hand side at the top level, so that would be Canada Investments Limited, and I can then move them into either Queen or King. Now, to make this process go a little bit faster, I have an import file, so I'm going to go to File, Import, Excel file. And I'm going to browse for my King and Queen Investments Limited. So I have both divisions in one file. And I'm going to browse for a record layout because I have that set up to make this go a little bit faster as well, and open that up. These are yearly balances. I'm going to click Next. And it's going to take me into the next screen momentarily to show me not only the accounts, but also the entity abbreviations. So this particular file had been set up with the entity abbreviation QIL and KIL in the past for King and Queen Investments Limited. I don't want the top level coming in, so that's checked off. And I've got the entity abbreviation identified, the account number, the description. To make it go a little bit faster, we're mapping this, and I've got the current and prior year balances all set. Now we could assign entity through the divisional profile, but that's already set up, so I'm going to just keep this moving forward. So it recognizes the King and Queen based on the QIL and KIL identifiers. Our advanced specifications, so those of you who have ever done an import from Excel, it's the exact same import, and I'm just going to complete this and say yes. Now, Queen accounts were there, but the balances weren't. When I click OK, we're going to say Queen with balances and King new accounts were listed. So all these accounts are new in King, but the Queen I had already brought in. So now I've got balances for Canada, Queen, and King. And if I click on Entity, I can sort by entity, so all my Canadas at the top, Queen, and so forth. However you want to sort this, the column headings will do that for us. If you want to get it back to the default order, just click on the column until, actually we'll click on the account number column until we see the up arrow. That'll put us back into our default order. Now this is not the only place that we see the multiple entities. If we go into the Adjusting Journal Entry screen, you'll see that there's an entity column available to us here, so we can post eliminations across files. And if I post an elimination entry, I may wish to make it recurring so that it will continue into the following years if that's the type of elimination. Or alternatively, I could make it reversing if it reverses in the following year. This makes it very easy to keep track of those eliminating entries that need to be accommodated year after year after year. I'm not going to post one right now, I just wanted to point that out. Another area that we see the entity field is in the journals. here we have the entity and the account number. So again, wherever you see the account number, you're going to see the entity as well. Now this was in the Canada Investments Limited file. I've created the consolidation, and in Canada Investments Limited, if I go to its cash document, I will see Canada, Queen, and King Investments right in there. Now I'm finished with Canada Investments Limited for now, externally. That's going to take me back to International Investments Limited, and I'm going to reapply the consolidation here. So the following entities include prior balances option, Canada Investments Limited. Well, that's okay because I'm doing it for the very first time this year, but if I saw this message any other time, I would say no. I would go into the properties and uncheck include prior balances. So let's hit the apply button. The warning is showing me that there are changes to Canada Investments Limited. I'm going to say yes, and it's going to bring in the Queen and the King. This is the account synchronization I was talking about earlier. So these are all the accounts that are going to be inserted into the consolidated file. I'll say sync now, and it brings them in. It also recognizes the structure under Canada Investments Limited. So I now have 5 entities and 1 node for reporting purposes. Canada Investments Limited is in a real-time consolidation with Queen and King, but it's in a batch consolidation with International Investments Limited, Australia, Canada, and USA. I'm going to click OK once again. Now, I have an example document that I had created previously. That was a consolidated view, so let me open that up. Here we see AIL, CIL, QIL, and then we have the King and Queen and King and the USA Investments Limited files. So they're all over here. Totals, any eliminating entries that are posted in the adjusting entry will show up, and we get our consolidated balance. A couple of entities that I don't need, IIL and CWC, showing here. Now, I'm going to take us into case view, then I'm going to open us up to some questions. Hopefully we have some questions coming in. So back to the document manager, I have a document that has been created specifically for the training, and when I open it up, it opens up in case view. Oh right, I forgot to map my net income in some of my accounts. So let's go back to working papers. Whenever we're doing a consolidation, it's probably a good idea to go and check out your mapping to see what has been potentially missed. So I've got 3 net income accounts coming in from my other entities that were not previously mapped. I'm going to bring them into the appropriate net income retained earnings account or map number and apply that. So coming back to my financial statement, I'll do a quick recalculate just to be sure. Okay, it doesn't like that, so I'm going to close that, save it, and reopen it. With everything mapped, okay, I'm having one minor hiccup here, so I'm just going to double check this one more time. Okay. And come in. So I'm in the financial statement that I've created specifically for this presentation. And if I go down to, say, the consolidating balance sheet, I can see the entities, and I'm pulling them based on what I've selected at the top. So Australia Investments, Canada Investments, I've got Queen and King available to me, and US Investments. However, I don't want to show King and Queen separately, so I'm going to uncheck, oops, cancel that. I'm going to change these to not applicable. And I want them to be included in the Canada Investments Limited file. So the balance is increased in Canada Investments Limited. So based on the controls I've got in here, I can show which entities I want to see, and I can specify how many entities I want to see in the dialog. And on a print preview, of course, that's going to look much nicer. And I'm showing any eliminating journal entries. You might not want to show those 2 columns. You might just want to see the consolidated balance. But that capability is available within case view and the various calculations. Again, that's a training file. I'm going to have a look at that to see what I've missed there, to see why those messages continue to pop up for me. But regardless, that's how we perform consolidations, both real time, as we did in the Canada Investments Limited file, and batch as we did in the International Investments Limited file, and a combination of the two by bringing the real-time Canada Investments Limited file into the International Investments Limited file.